All right, so welcome to the Speakeasy Cafe. Today we're talking about something that might hit a nerve, and that is that applause doesn't pay you. And if you ever hosted something that people loved but no one enrolled, this is for you. So I'm going to start off just confessing something. There was a season in my business when I was completely in love with creating content. Every month, a new workshop, new topic, new slides, because I had a lot of stuff to share and I wanted to share all of it. And so every month I would do a new topic, and people would tell me, man, that was amazing. Thank you so much. I learned a lot. And then they would walk away, and I would walk away feeling validated and really good about myself because I just gave some content that people loved and they thanked me for it and they walked away smiling and they could use it. But I wasn't enrolling clients. I had praise, but I didn't have any cash coming in. I wasn't enrolling clients, or not very many anyway. And I couldn't understand why, because in my mind, I just gave enough value that people would naturally want to work with me because of what I just shared, and they loved it. I couldn't figure this out for the longest time. Years went by. But what I was actually doing was building a teaching hobby, not a business. And this is what makes it an uncomfortable truth. And many of you might relate to this, is that I really liked being the expert in the room. I really liked the praise. I liked it. I liked the feeling I had when I was over delivering and giving them everything I could think of. I liked the feeling of being appreciated, but I wasn't building a bridge into my program. I was just giving them great content. I was teaching. I was creating a teaching hobby. And I didn't give them a next step. I didn't design that into my workshops. I didn't have a structure. I didn't have a system. So let me ask you something. If somebody were to discover you today, what happens next? Do they book a random call, scroll through your content, try to figure it out on their own? Or is there a clear front door to your business? And most coaches I found start like this. Well, I offer coaching sessions. I have 9 sessions, and we're going to do such and such in those sessions, and blah, blah, blah. Or we might say, go ahead and book a call with me, and we'll have a discovery session, and I'll show you what it's like to work with me. Or I have some spots open. And then what they do is they add content, more posts, more trainings, more value. But here's the problem, is that you're asking somebody to jump from, wow, that was great. That was helpful. Thank you so much. All the way to investing thousands of dollars in a program, but they barely know you. Yes, they enjoyed your content, but they don't see the bridge. They don't see the reason why they should take that step yet. It's too big of a leap. People need that bridge. And when I finally discovered that, that's when things started changing for me. Instead of asking myself, how can I teach more content? What's the next topic I should teach on? And believe me, I have so many coaches saying that to me, like, you mean I shouldn't have a topic, different topics every month in my workshops? That I feel like I should, because I want to teach on this, and then they also need this, and then they also need this. Raise your hand if you've ever been there and you felt that way. The problem is that you're giving away all this content for free. You're giving away all your expertise, everything that you know. You're trying to pour it out there through workshops or through posts on social media or however you're doing it. And instead, you need to save all that wonderful, rich content and expertise and practices and all the things that you do with people. You need to save that for a program that they pay for so that they can work with you in depth in those areas. Instead of giving them all this content, this information that they'll walk away with but never implement, instead, you need to give them a doorway into a way to implement and make it real in their life, change their life, right? And so when I realized that, I stopped asking myself, how can I teach more? What's a new topic I can do? And instead, I asked myself, how can I design this workshop to actually lead somewhere? And That one question shifted my entire business. So instead of different topics, I honed in on one, a topic that would give them an idea of who I am and what I do and some time with me, but not everything. Just enough that they begin to, feel that shift a little bit, and they feel like, wow, that was one thing I didn't know, but boy, I want more. I want to work with her and do this myself and really implement it in my life, integrate it into my life. So a workshop is not just content. And I think many of us think of workshops as just delivering content, information, but it really should be an infrastructure. And so I've developed what I call the client enrollment workshop, and it is designed to be that type of workshop. It is designed to attract the right people, demonstrate your method, build trust, which is huge. That fills that gap between getting content and then you saying, "Hey, jump into this program with me." It gives them that chance to develop a relationship with you, a connection with you, feel what you're all about, feel your energy, get to know you a little bit so they know, is this the right person for me? And it also gives them a chance to shift a belief. Your workshop should be helping your people shift a belief, one belief, probably the biggest false belief they have right now about making changes in their life around whatever topic you teach on or whatever your expertise is. And then the workshop should be designed to then naturally lead them to your program, your offer, your next step, the next step of working with you. Not to manipulate or pressure, but just it should be an alignment. It should feel natural. Of course, I want to do this some more. So when I built one strategic workshop and stopped reinventing the wheel every month, everything stabilized. But excuse me. My marketing, my marketing simplified because now all I had to think about was how do I get people into the next workshop? I got to take a drink. So if you do a workshop every month, every couple months, now your marketing is arranged around that workshop. How do I get people there? And then your confidence increases because now you're very focused around this one topic and you know where you're leading people. And you know, when you do this enough and you start to really see the conversions, you know it's going to work. And excuse me, I don't know why I'm having this tickle in my throat. The other thing that becomes easier is having those discovery calls because that can be the next step. And you're sharing some content and inviting them into a call with you to go deeper. And then in that call, you can invite them to come into your coaching program. Another thing that starts happening is people start showing up already pre-sold in a way, like they've already connected with you. They already have an idea. They feel like, oh, I know what this is about. This is for me. This is exactly what I need. Because the workshop itself is designed to touch on that one big problem they have. And now you've got a system. Instead of random topics every month and trying to reinvent the wheel, now you've got a system. And every month you know what you're doing throughout that month to market and promote and to bring people in and to deliver it and connect with people. And you know what you're going to say and you know how to engage with them. And then you know what your offer is. And then they step into it. And now you've got clients and it's a system. So here's the model of how it works. Your visibility, putting it out there, emailing people, social media, speaking on summits and inviting people to your workshop, having partners promote you. That's the visibility piece. You're putting it out there, you're getting the word out there during your promotional period. That feeds into the workshop. Then the workshop feeds into your offer, and then the offer feeds into your whole client journey. In other words, they hire you, they jump into your initial program, and then the next step is for them to step into your highest program and work with you over a year or 6 months at a deeper level. That's a client journey. They see you somewhere, they come to a free workshop, they step into a smaller offer, and then continue working with you. And everything feeds one to the other, and it's all aligned and makes sense. Then you repeat the process. So that's what I call a workshop-centered enrollment system. A lot of times people are teaching how to do a workshop itself, but they're not teaching you the whole system. They're not teaching you to build a system out of your workshop. Instead of random acts of marketing and hoping somebody connects the dots, you design it intentionally and then you repeat it. And here's the truth. You can keep creating content, hoping something clicks, just random content. You can decide today, or you can decide today to build a real enrollment system. You can keep collecting compliments. Hey, that was awesome. I loved it. Or you can start collecting clients. You can keep tweaking posts and wonder why it's inconsistent. Why isn't anybody commenting or liking what's happening? Or you could design the front door to your business and run it on purpose. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I help people do. So think about it this way. 6 months from now, you can either still be almost enrolling, or you can be confidently hosting a workshop that enrolls clients every single time. And the difference won't be talent, it won't be experience, it's going to be the structure. It's going to be the reliable, repeatable system. So I do have an event coming up this month that's going to teach you how to create the system. It's called the Virtual Events Bootcamp. And if you are ready to stop dabbling and really actually start building the system, I invite you to come to that with me. And it's going to be like it's going to be instead of, randomly throwing spaghetti at the wall, you're going to just make a decision. I'm going to build this system and I'm going to step onto my own stage like a CEO, like a business owner, not just running a teaching hobby. So if you relate to that, if you've done that in your workshops, if you are doing workshops and you can relate, like people are loving it maybe, and you're not making money. If you'd rather build a system that works, then I invite you to come to the virtual events bootcamp. I'm going to throw the link here in the chat and it'll be in the show notes. But I also just want to pose a question to you all to think about your workshops that you're doing right now. Where do your workshops lead people? And I would love to open that up to a discussion if you would like to come on camera with me and answer that question, or just answer it in the chat. Where do your workshops lead people? Do you have a workshop? And what happens at the end? Do you actually get clients from it? Let's chat about that for a few minutes and see if I can give you some tips. So, Joy or Irina, either one of you have anything to share? Irina?
Um, in my case, first of all, I will see you tomorrow at the training that you are offering. So I'm looking forward to build the workshop because right now I'm doing what you described in the beginning. I'm providing information, I'm getting all the praises, I get all the, this kind of appreciation and no clients at all. So
Mhm.
that's what I am at. And unfortunately, I will not be at your boot camp because I have my personal event, live event here, where people show up
Oh,
in live in person on the 26th. So
oh,
it's
yeah. You can come to
bad
the other,
timing for me.
but
But
you're
I will be
joining.
there.
Yeah, but you're going to be in the course that starts tomorrow.
Yes.
So I have a course, those of
Yes.
you watching. Yeah, it's called Coaching Program Builder. We're going to actually build the program that you can sell in the workshop together over 4 weeks. And then during the 3-day event, we're going to build the workshop structure for you to sell that program. So that'll be good. That'll be a good place to start. And you can still attend the 2 days, the other 2 days. It'll be fine because you're doing what I did. You're offering a lot of great content and you have so much expertise, you know? And we want to give that because we want to help people. We genuinely want to help people. And it feels good when we do.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah. And then you realize, well, I'm just giving away a lot of stuff for free, but I'm not building my business doing this. And I
Very
can't keep
expensive
doing this.
hobby.
It's very expensive hobby. Awesome. So we'll get you going there. Awesome. Yeah, and it's funny because I didn't realize this was a problem for a while. I just thought eventually this is going to work because people are coming and they do like what I'm sharing. So it just makes sense to me that of course they would want to work with me. And there's just a lot of psychology behind what triggers people to buy that I didn't understand. And so that's what this system will help you to do is create the triggers to get them to the place where they realize, oh, wait a minute, I need more than information. I need help to actually implement. And when you get that, when you kind of can do that in people's minds as they're going through your workshop, they're going to already be ready to buy before you ever make the offer. So awesome. Thanks, Irina.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Joy, did you have anything you wanted to share or ask? You're muted.
Yeah. I don't run a workshop-based business. I've been a coach for about almost 15 years,
Mhm.
and the majority of the work that I do is one-on-one with clients in a more of a therapeutic model. Because I do energy work and somatic therapies and stuff like that. So what what I don't do is create a lot of social media content because I've never felt like I would I would connect with an audience, but it would never turn into clients.
Mhm.
And so for me, I have had one of the reasons that I wanted to join this today was because I have had some public speaking opportunities that I really enjoyed and am looking for more ways to like pursue those types of opportunities, how to find public speaking opportunities, how to check in like that. Because when I've had them, there was a local college where I was able to do a keynote and for an hour, like an hour long keynote, and then a 45-minute workshop afterwards with just the staff and people. And that did turn into clients because it was an introduction of like people really met me in
Yeah.
the process of that. I'm local to them. It turned into one on one work together. And that's been really satisfying, but I'm interested in finding more of that, and I'm curious of, you know, the social media marketing has never been something that has worked out for me. Like early in my business, I put a lot of energy in that direction. But have found that the majority of my opportunities come through word of mouth. I put money into social media, put money into paper marketing, into platforms, like all that stuff, right? That you do when you start out.
Mhm.
And I found that it wasn't really the thing for me. But again, things are slowing down, I feel like, for my practice because people are anxious about money and sometimes consider support like what we offer to be a luxury
Mhm.
versus a necessity in their lives. And I'm trying to figure out how to push forward the necessity
Mhm.
idea because we do need support. Like
Yes. Yeah.
we all do. We all need support. I see my therapist, right? She sees her therapist, right? We do all of that. We talk with coaches, but I don't have a standard coaching model where I'm selling packages. I
Mm.
have clients that I've worked with weekly for 10 years,
Yeah.
right? So it is a little bit like cuz I can look at those models and it's not the right model for me, but I'm still trying to navigate like what is the thing that's going to reach more people.
Okay. So you basically you charge by the session, like a therapy.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you a therapist or are you a coach?
I am technically I have my coaching certification
Right.
and I dabble in a lot of other things as well. So I'm not a licensed like psychotherapist,
Okay.
but I work with somatic therapies. I do energy work. I do Reiki. I do hands-on like therapeutic touch. I do a lot of like I have a broad spectrum of basically integrative somatic support that includes a lot of dialogue. And then I also work with some clients strictly in a parenting capacity because I have raised 5 children and I have a lot of education in parenting. And so I have basically a lot to offer clients in very specific life phases, but also generally. Like, so I call myself an integrative coach because really it is about taking adverse child experiences like
Mhm.
adult experiences, relational experiences, and integrating those into our lives so that they're no longer obstacles. I'm also a hypnotherapist. And so that comes into that piece as well.
Do you do your work in person or do you online?
I do both. So I have virtual clients across the US because I've lived in a lot of different places, and then I have a in-person office where I do more of the hands-on work.
Okay, awesome. Um, well, I have a client in my program right now who was a counselor who's transitioning over to be a coach. And he
Okay.
was used to that model, selling sessions, by the session. And
Hmm.
we are switching that over to be an actual coaching package with a high-end one being like a year long. And
Okay.
it is one-on-one. He's working one-on-one, so it's not a group. So you can do a one-on-one coaching program and still create, when I say create a package around it, instead of selling it by the session, you're presenting to people, you'll work with me over this period of time. We will
Hmm.
have sessions one-on-one, but you also get all these other things, right? You get
Okay.
whatever else you're offering and you present it as a package, and but you present it in a way that people see the need for it. So you have to
Right.
overcome those blocks in their mind that this is a luxury, by
Right.
showing them, well, what's going to change in your life if you continue the way you are? What's going to change if you had all these things in place? How different
Hmm.
could your life be, and how they could, what is it they really, really want? And how this program is like the bridge from where they are now to where they want to be. You have to really paint that picture in their minds instead of saying, I'm just going to work with you session by session.
Hmm.
I have found, and maybe it's been working for you. You say it's been working for you, but in my practice, I found that people don't generally buy coaching; they buy the results that you're giving them
Right.
through coaching.
Right. And they want an end date,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
they're like, okay, after 6 sessions, I should feel X.
Except that it takes a lot longer for most people to get real transformation and change because it took me a long time.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that at first. So the smaller program gets them going, but then, you're seeding the fact that, hey, look at what we've done in these few sessions and the uh,
Mhm.
insights you've had and the changes and the breakthroughs you've had. But there's all these other things that have come up that we could be working on too, like being able to. That was one of the biggest blocks I had was they in their mind they paid for 12 sessions and it's going to end.
Right.
But seeding the fact that, yeah, this is 12 sessions, but it's really just a beginning.
Hmm.
But you could have, 6 months from now or a year from now, and being able to help them to envision what real transformation looks like over a longer period of time. And if you can do that, you can have a smaller program
Hmm.
and a more in-depth high ticket program. And that's where you'll really make your money. And you'll have all this time with people to help them get a deeper transformation. I remember feeling so frustrated when I was like at the end and I'm like, there's so much more. And in their minds, this is it. This is all I paid for. And I'm
Right.
thinking, oh my gosh, if I could have them longer, and it was frustrating and I felt like I wasn't serving them very well.
Mhm.
So then I started, I would do a beginning package, but I really started promoting more the longer one and just saying to people, it just takes time, for you to change your habits, change your thought pattern, change your behaviors,
It
rewire.
does, and you need the commitment piece, I think, because people do want quick results. They do want quick fixes. But that idea of like they need to be informed that change and transformation takes time so that they're willing to invest in the commitment to following through, which is,
Exactly.
I mean, again, for me, why I've never done anything for free because people love freebies, but there's no commitment.
Yeah. Well,
Um, yeah.
this is one reason why I do talk about workshops all the time, and you can do a paid workshop. I do free, but a paid workshop, they've invested something, and then
Mhm.
you can share, and it would need to be designed very intentionally to show them the benefits of this long-term commitment to themselves.
Mhm.
So that by the time you say your offer, they're like, oh yeah, I didn't know that before, but now they're problem aware. Now they're aware of, oh yeah, I've been sabotaging myself. I've been staying stuck and I didn't realize it. Like bringing that realization in a workshop atmosphere where people are meeting you and connecting with you, and people love actually to connect and to be with other people and to feel seen and heard. And then that builds that trust factor.
Mhm.
So it might be something to consider, even though you haven't done it yet. Like you could totally use workshops to bring in one-on-one clients
Mhm.
because you can educate and make them aware, and really talk about how real change takes real commitment to yourself and give examples and give client stories and things like that where people can see that, see the transformation in somebody else's life that they could relate to and say, oh my gosh, that's me too. Like I want that too. And
Mhm.
that's the beauty of having a workshop, building your own stage, being able to present uh, what you're all about and present those ideas to people and show them what's possible. And then you have a group of people in front of you instead of just one-on-one that maybe you get referrals or, and I agree with you, social media is not the best place, but speaking on stages is great because people feel you. And there's lots of ways to find more speaking opportunities. Um, there's my mentor has a company called Speakertunity that you can join, and they feed you speaking opportunities like every month. And there's like Event Raptor, there's summits all the time on there. There's lots of platforms to go find speaking gigs, and I encourage that because that's another way to really get yourself out there. But what you can
Yeah.
do when you're speaking on a summit is invite them into your workshop. Now they're going to be in your room on your and you're on your stage, and you get to, take as long as you want and do whatever you want. But I could see that working really well for what you're doing if it's something you want to think about or consider.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. And I wish you all the best that things pick up for you again.
Thank you.
Welcome. Well, thank you guys for coming. That's our time. I've got to rush off to another meeting, but thank you for being here with me. I hope that you'll consider coming to my boot camp, March 25th to 27th, and that this was helpful to you. I think probably we all relate to that idea of, man, I love the applause. I love serving people. I love seeing them happy and feeling like they got a lot of value, but we've also got to take them to the next step where they can get the help they really need to implement in their life and see real change. So I will talk to you guys later.